still a hustling ass motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. And of course, prior to working since I was 13.
You know what I'm saying?
And I done sold a lot of shit, mostly my personal possessions. But I
a baller.
you know, what was that whole thing where you swap one thing for another thing?
The barter.
The barter thing. I've been doing that way before it was like an internet thing.
Before it even had its own show.
Soldier Boy, he did it first.
5% of the people in Des Moines have music that used to be mine. So these are just facts, okay?
He's getting paid for royalties.
I don't know about those facts.
My father-in-law has half of my old movie collection, all right? I used to sell everything, all right?
We ain't gonna get into that.
All right, well, what do we say?
Here we are.
Welcome
Another
to the
damn SquadKast.
Look who we got.
Weekly tap in.
Look who we got.
We have a cast member returning.
Shout out Chick-fil-A. They got some good lemonade. Pay us for that.
I noticed actually we both got on sweatshirts today. It's a sweatshirt gang.
Yes. Yeah,
is yours moisture wicking? Oh, cause mine, I don't know, whatever Walmart was offering that day.
Oh, okay.
I think it cost me $3.
Hey, that's a score.
That's a monogram to make it look custom, I think. So.
You didn't get the pants?
Nah, these came from JC Penney's, I believe. So.
Well,
good deals all the way around, though. You know, shop local.
The whole outfit.
Unfortunately. So, what's going on, guys? How we doing?
Living.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right, Godmother, what's been going on with you? You know, the world has not heard from you. Our 1,004,000 subscribers, I checked this morning. They have not heard from you. Right. They are in the comments. Where the hell is Godmother?
I miss you guys too.
Subscribe to the channel.
I've been behind the scenes, been trying to make some extra money.
Right.
You know, people got bills, and got a house, a dog.
Right.
Life just hits everybody different.
So
cost everything going up.
Yeah.
Definitely, we'll talk about that later.
Right.
We'll definitely talk about that later.
But I've been good.
That's good.
I've been good. How you been?
I've been good.
Anything interesting happened this week?
I quit my job.
No.
Oh, you quit your job?
Yeah.
Quit on the foods that you doing in fashion?
Huh?
Did you do like 2-week notice and?
I mean,
did you go half-baked style and throw the burger in somebody's face?
Did you do the you're cool?
So it was Amazon. It was Amazon. And
yo, they pushing y'all to the limit, man.
And then
it's freezing.
I talked to my boss at the airport, like, hey, if you can match the price, woo. He like, look, if you can. I'm like, okay, bet. So
right.
they're like, if you come in at 5, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, bet. I just make my money right back.
Nice.
PTO over here at Amazon, but then the next day I'm just like, unfortunately, due to unfortunate events.
Right, so you were delivering for them.
My services are no longer needed here. So
now, say for the cold, how was that in general?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. It's not bad.
Driving your own vehicle and all that?
No, I drove theirs.
I mean, that's what I meant. You get to drive your vehicle by yourself, I should say,
Yeah.
right? I haven't gotten to drive a company vehicle.
So how many packages was they giving you to deliver?
The most I had was like 389 packages.
In a day?
For a day?
You just had it in one place though, right?
It had to run on Christmas
that's the
time.
thing, like when you hear those numbers, you're like, God damn, but that could be like just 170 something stops. Because it might be multiple packages at somebody's house or another stop that's connected to it. So it'd be decent, but when it's cold, it's cold. And it's just like, I will need this.
They don't give you like cool Amazon winter gear?
So that's the thing. Like, you know, Amazon make money. Joe,
billions.
I mean, what's his name?
They send foods into space for
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. I know you making all the money in the world.
You gotta leave the future world.
And I think you should have did the undercover boss and came through because this is necessary.
Jeff Bezos.
Why I gotta be the top driver just to get a.
That would have been the best.
I gotta be the top driver just to get a.
That is crazy.
Get a coat, like.
Yeah, the top driver get a coat.
Yeah, like you gotta follow the guidelines and stuff with like stopping at the stop signs completely and all this and all that. But I'm like, it's cold as hell. If you want me to be safe and comfortable, I would think that you would provide all those things that you know I need out there. You're gonna give me a shovel and.
So you're otherwise you're supposed to supply all your own winter gear.
I mean, anything else, though,
when
they
I'm
give
out
you
in the woods, in
hand
the wilderness,
warmers.
in the cold,
They give you some hand
I got
warmers.
on thermals, a pair of pants, and a damn snowsuit.
Man.
Walking out there like the damn Michelin man.
Long leggings, knee-high
Holy
socks,
smokes.
sweats, the work pants.
Oh, Amazon, y'all bogus for this. Wow. I might have to cut my Prime now.
And you wouldn't they give you just standard, and they'd have world class, and it'd be in the warehouse. It'd already be there in the fulfillment house, you know.
When I
Over
first
to the winter
started-
coat section, pop up a couple
When
boxes.
I first started, the only thing that I would say was a headache is that you have to load your van, which is bags you got to put up and stuff like that. But
the UPS,
they used to have it sitting on the sideline for us to where we just go to our car outside and get to our vans easily. Then my freakers started quitting in the warehouse to where we had to go inside to go get our carts. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like it just kept getting worse and worse. Like it's cold as heck. It's a snowstorm. It's
A lot of things
what's
pushing.
going
That's a
on.
fact. Alright. That's a fact.
And you want me to take extra stops? No, I'm not gonna take extra stops to take extra time for me not to get into my family.
Y'all
No.
crazy. They crazy. Shout out Jeff Bezos. You a nut.
Alright, nah, he should have
Send me a
kept me
check before I tell him
undercover
behind the
boss.
scenes. Send me a check.
You better come do
Send me the
undercover
check.
boss. You better come do. Hey, we're looking for you.
But yeah,
Gosh, I'm just so excited about Jeff Bezos' undercover boss. What that look like?
I don't
He
even
would
know
probably
what
be
he
a
looks
corn
like.
bill.
His wig would be crazy.
I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, he would have. He probably have the spray on. He wouldn't even have it where he do the Carlos Boozer, the
He
spray.
say weird stuff like, "Hi, fellow employee, I'm poor. That's why I work." Ha ha.
Bro,
He wouldn't know what to do.
woman shake his hand. You got the softest hands I ever felt.
You're right. Little
Oh.
baby rich hands. What the fuck?
I was a hand model in my
Is
private
he
life.
bald? What's his
Right.
But you know, he ain't never, you know. And when he was working in the garage, that's probably the only time he did something.
Right. One time he probably
started
right.
out.
You know, back in the day, it sounded like he was really putting a hell of an effort, but at some point, there's a difference between like lifting and
No, I
lifting
seen-
a lot and moving
I
a
seen
lot
the
and
Jeff
working
Bezos
hard, and the difference
documentary,
between
my
like
guy.
diabolically scheming to be the
I
richest
seen
person
the
in the
Jeff
world.
Bezos documentary. He started out
He's
making good
illegal.
money at some kind of firm or something like that, law firm or some real estate firm.
I don't know
Either
about
one.
that.
Yeah, he did.
They like
it was
him.
enough.
Okay.
It was enough for him to have $1 million to start Amazon in his garage. So he had to make it decent money. Don't do that. Come on now.
No, right, because right, that was his dream, was to have the biggest, to send books, but then to have an everything ship store based out of that.
Right.
They reinvested everything.
And also globalize
he made
the,
back into Amazon until
universe,
it started
too.
popping. Right. Yeah, he loved to deliver books on Mars too. As soon as Elon gets the base set up over there, it will be Amazon package coming on or showing up on Mars.
Oh,
They
this
got
is
people
classic.
on bikes in China going to drive, pedaling.
Doing Amazon package deliveries? We ain't that bad.
We
yet.
had seen that. We had
God.
I had to watch it during
Can
training.
you imagine seeing a bunch of
During
fat ass
training.
Americans riding bikes delivering packages? That's not happening.
That's crazy.
That's not happening.
Just like they got the lockers and stuff.
Oh, my
People
God.
around there for that. People
man.
riding bikes. Like if you want a little part time, you don't want to use gas. Get the pedaling. We'll pay for lunch.
You have way more comebacks and pickups.
That's definitely a way to save on gas there,
A
buddy.
certain route within the facility.
Yeah, I'm sure, right?
So they give you a card for gas?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. See, that's where the bikes come in. They try to
But
save
it
on
don't
gas.
take that much gas. I probably say it at the
In the
least.
Amazon van?
Yeah, I only put what $20 at the most, if that, in the van at the end of my
If
shift.
it's somebody else's money, I'm going all the way.
But it be filled.
They do we feel that 20?
And you have to put in a number that they give you, and then the mileage. So it
Right,
calculates it or whatever. Like if
That's
you
how they
were
do
trying to
the
put in
That's how they do
this
semi-trucks and all that
much,
shit.
and you trying to pull your car up type shit. Like if
Yeah.
your car get some gas too, like probably could.
So I'm gonna
I'm
ask
to
you
the
this.
first person who figured out how to scheme on gas cards back in the day. Led us to this point where Amazon's got you with an app. Like, oh, how many miles?
On average, how many
How
people
much
you think
gas
is
am
blowing in the Amazon van? Delivering packages?
Not too
Do they be
many.
checking?
Right.
There's a camera in there.
Oh, it's a camera in there? Okay. I was just like, yo,
Unless you have a van,
Next day air.
unless the camera is not in there, then that's a different story. But otherwise, probably clean it up.
So is there a camera in there, and someone's always gonna watch that film?
I don't know if they have. I don't know.
It's probably AI technology. That looks like you smoking. Report.
I don't know if someone consecutively is sitting there watching like your every move, but there could be, but they don't feel like something's wrong. Right. It'd be like when you reach down to get your phone type shit and you're looking down for them many seconds where it'll violate you and it'll send them an alert and they'll look at it and be like, oh,
so they can see where your eye. Okay, Nancy, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay.
So it's like this little thing and like their rear mirror, the camera, and there's one in the front, one in the back. They're watching where your eyeballs are.
How the hell was you doing Snapchat?
I want to know what you looking at.
Then if you on your phone.
I didn't have a camera right in that van.
Oh, okay. I'm just sitting there like, yo.
I mean, but I be getting but like I said, if it was like that, I be getting it in. I be turned up to the max music blasting, going, like I say, I have my little pen.
Serious shout out.
I be having my pen, smoking my pen, and I asked him like, can I not smoke this in the van? He was like, well, I do. Anytime like, hey, they ain't say nothing about that. But a lot of times it's like detecting like your motion when you're driving, because it also tells you how close you are or keep a safe distance and stuff like that. So it'll just show you like what you did in that moment. Because it was one time I swerved over real quick, like, bitch, you're going too slow. Like I forgot because I'm so used to not having the camera.
Not having Big Brother staring down on you.
That's dope.
That's some 1984 shit right there. You can see where your eyeballs are at.
Yeah. Money good, but not worth it.
They were like, nah, brother, you were looking at the big titties across the street. That's why you got in the wreck. Oh, man. Oh,
never mind the brew you had in the car.
We knew where you were.
I did see a Rat Pack. Little rapper thing. Like, you really gonna leave this in here like a dummy?
That fella just probably smoked cigars.
That was my story, and you better stick to it.
Everybody just needed a great
I was stressed out, had to walk up that hill.
Right, stand outside the van, take a couple of quick puffs, accidentally forget the rapper.
I mean, you get a 15-minute break.
2:15 and
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So what you should do in your 15-minute break is
I pulled up at the come and go.
If I'm gonna go outside the building to smoke, I'm gonna go outside the van to smoke.
Man, technically my job, even though I'm remote now, but back when we were still on campus, and actually any job that I had before where I was working in a building, like the rule was actually you're not supposed to even leave property on your break because they're still liable for you during that period of time.
We're supposed to clock
It's just a break from the work. So, go find a corner somewhere in the building or stay on the property somewhere.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Just walking off right. That's technically
that's what they say. That's what they say. Okay, yeah.
So, obviously plenty of times I didn't know what the hell I wanted. It was about 15 minutes. Yeah. And there ain't no manager in the world worried about what you're doing on your 15 minutes.
I see this man walk through work with a Black and Mild in his ear. Nobody said nothing.
Man, when I worked at this one job, there used to be this guy who used to be blowing big time in the parking lot in front of everybody and the supervisors, and they didn't even believe he was doing it. And then one day they went over to his car when he was inside the building, and there was 100 roaches just sitting in the tray right there too. God. And I was like, so what are y'all gonna do about that? I was just curious, what is that? What's the reaction here? And they were like, well, shit, he's on break. He comes in here and gets back on the phone. I don't give a fuck what he's doing on his break.
Pretty much.
Like, all right.
Pretty much.
There was another guy who was a stone cold alcoholic.
They don't even text you from where on the phone.
Smashed. And sometimes be talking crazy. Be like, well, it's mostly okay. He drinks on his break.
When you work independently, most of the time you can get away with murder because you don't necessarily talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people be lit at work. The water bottle don't really be water.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Or they come in with their own cups with the straw. Who knows what's in there? My question is, who knows what's in there? And I've also seen the smoke break before.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not talking about the pack out.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm talking about what you was talking about.
Yeah.
Do that mad
like, bro, you could leave
right outside
box. You're about to walk back in.
Hot boxing, right outside the campus, in the parking lot in the car. Right. It's about 4 or 5 cars deep, and like 4 in each one. Get lit. Then going back in there and performing at a high level. Bars.
Get high. Take the test high. Get high scores.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, what's
shout out to Amazon. You missed out on what was your blessing, the godmother.
Yeah, facts.
I'm coming for you because
shout out to.
If I become a dispatcher, I'm finna take your.
You work for the TSA?
No.
Or the morning there?
No.
Oh yeah, the mother people. I said TSA. I thought she was a Fed. I'm about to say, broadcast over. Knock the camera down and run out here.
In my bracket. I do not get my checks withheld by the government.
I did look at jobs on TSA recently.
They pay good.
And I thought it would actually pay more. They were decent, definitely some livable wages.
They just raised it.
But I was just like, fuck, this is all the thing. Your job is to screen for terrorists.
I mean, you ain't
this
really doing nothing.
You
ain't doing nothing.
Nah, come on. Because no one will say that the day you stop a terrorist, all right? That day you do that, they'll be like, the world's hero. Look at this guy. He caught and stopped the terrorists from getting on the plane. But he ain't gonna pay no more than what it's prior to believing he ain't doing much.
I'm gonna say
come back.
You ain't gonna stop no terrorists.
You gonna follow protocol?
I see scared motherfucker like I'm not checking. I don't know what your deal is.
Like I'm out. It's self-preservation.
So y'all, I don't like this. I'm leaving.
The marshals is
I be like, as I'm running, he got a bomb. We out of here. I'm out of here. Like you see, who's coming with me?
I'm in the parking lot. If you guys want to search that.
With TSA, there's a first point of contact. That's when you drop your bags at the counter. Those people that scan those bags.
They should get paid back. Okay? Riskiest job in America.
They ain't got no bags going up. It was down below. We'll figure out who that person was and we'll determine that from point A. So if you're bold enough to go to point B without checking the bag and check some stuff that you ain't supposed to be checking, he's bold.
Shout out TSA in Dallas because they almost kept me from coming back home.
I thought you was a terrorist, huh?
Bruh, I've never been harassed before, and this is, you know.
Your hair?
Just like, I don't know.
Yo, my man said, I gotta fill up. I got my hair in a ponytail. Yeah. I gotta fill up under there or whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. But then he started pulling my shit. I said, what are you doing, man? So he panicked. It was an African brother.
Right.
I got nothing against my African brothers, but he panicked. Got on the horn real quick. Then all of a sudden,
he's getting rowdy. He's getting fucking rowdy.
Like 4 or 5 of them came over.
Top flight security.
The head TSA dude come over like, what's going on? I said, hey man, he said he's gonna lift when he started pulling my hair. I'm like, what's going on? He said, look, that's all I'm gonna do. He put the gloves on. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm just gonna do you did that. All right, you can just go. I'm like, man, that's all your man's had to do.
I just wonder how many times.
That's an abuse of power, and I'm tired of it.
How often you think they pulled something out of somebody's ponytail? How many often they were like, oh my God, lady, a katana? Come on, sir, a fucking hand grenade? Are you nuts?
Maybe.
Hey man, I was just trying to. Hey, I mean, what? How many times?
Maybe
at worst, they're probably pulling out like a joint or something like that. The
once
worst.
in 75 years.
They're like, nah, check his fucking head. Check his hair. I said, check his head.
Once you go through the little...
I hate that shit too.
It's going to tell you where that shit is located.
I feel like one day you might accidentally teleport somewhere going through one.
Hey, man, fuck that full body scan shit, bro. I'm going through the airport and
I'm tired.
They let my kids walk through. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm about to walk through. They said, no, you got to go over there. I'm like, whoa.
Check him.
He's too tall. He's too tall.
Do the turn your feet like
always
this,
bring their kids
up like that. I'm like,
everybody goes through that.
Nah, they didn't do it that time. My kids walk right through.
That being said, I have heard more often than not a lot of people who try to carry loaded guns.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
And the number one excuse is, I did not know. Yes. I forgot.
Shout out to you.
And that shit's wild. Like, how often you walk around with a loaded gun that you don't know, you don't remember you
taking knives, like forgetting they got pocket knives.
That makes sense.
Or
that's a tool.
If they do have, they check a firearm, they might forget that they have ammo in their carry-on bag or something like that.
I mean, I can kind of get maybe the ammo being separated.
Yeah.
I can, depending on the bags, how you're using it. But your gun loaded with the clip in? You didn't know about this. Impossible. Because you would have done it. You put the gun in the bag too. Like it's such a weird. And it's never good. Even if they don't end up going to jail, the fines or whatever.
I shit on me, right? When you go, like, make sure you ain't got shit. You check your pockets. You check your pockets. I don't know how to go through with it.
I'm throwing away shit just in case.
Just because.
Oh no.
I don't need this technically. Fuck it.
When times is different, I was able to do a couple things.
They ain't looking for that.
Yeah,
I know they're not looking for that, but I'm just saying.
Or it ain't a big deal anyways. TSA really don't care about shit like that.
I went to Florida with a thing before. I would be down there for a week.
Money.
Universal Studios. I had to take that chance.
Universal Studios. I would roughly get there, bro. Don't go to Universal Studios.
My baby mom,
you paid for that.
She opened a bag. It's like, what the swish is for? I was like, I traveled because I had a man in Orlando I went to school with. He's supposed to be in the middle, but he ended up going to Illinois to go see his girlfriend. So he told me like 2 days before what was going on. So I'm like, man, I can't be down there a week without nothing. No. So I risked it.
Ain't working.
And I went down there clean. Smoked good for a week.
No, ain't
came back with nothing.
not to get him about it.
I was wondering.
No, bro. It was.
I went to Chicago for training.
Yeah.
And he came down over the weekend and he brought me something to actually smoke because prices was higher.
Oh yeah, and the dispensaries.
Motherfucker, dispensaries was just Medicaid license, and I'm just like, oh, I can't sleep. So I had so much after he left, like the people that I was in class with, shit, they was like, oh, you got some weed? Like, yeah, come on, let's go. We could smoke outside my hotel, because I got a hotel, luckily. And it was decent. Yeah. So I didn't have to get checked for what's in your bag, because you couldn't drink or have anything in the facility.
My bag never gets checked, no matter where I go. Like, I can be downtown, going someplace, wherever. That thing comes with me, and whatever's inside comes with me, and it never gets checked. You know what I'm saying?
I got some lotion.
Duly noted. I see you at an event that I'm running. I'd be like, hey, check that bag, man, right there. No, bring them to me, and let's check that bag together.
Look how your brothers do you. Look how your brothers do you.
That's right.
I'm not little.
This man walking around.
I don't.
With his unchecked bag. I want to know what's in that bag.
My bag be good. I mean, the battle rap venues. The bag come in handy. You know what I'm saying?
You want to throw me off the trail? What you want to do right on top? Put some choice chocolate chip cookies, all right? You just keep me busy with those. Yeah. That's all it is, brother. I'll take one. All right.
Yeah.
Move, brother. All right.
I got some techniques for y'all, but that's behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. Some illegal shit. We'll talk about that different.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question for the panel. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Right.
And
subscribe to the
I'm gonna ask it again. Subscribe to the channel and Junkyard Game, by the way. Shout out to everybody that subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit
we're gonna have a full crew this week, so.
Yeah. All that good
Tune into that show. We're on Mondays now, so Monday show we'll have a whole cast.
So, from the time you've been able to understand money, accumulate it, whether somebody give it to you, work for it, spend it, make transactions. Do you think in your lifetime you spent $1 million or more?
Oh yeah.
So you mean like from the time
I started making
I know what to do with this, or the time I got my first dollar from my uncle?
I'm talking about all that. I'm talking about from the time from gifts from family, you work for it, given to you, however you got it. You know what it is.
Right.
You're spending it because you know what you can do with it.
Right.
And you get your product back or whatever the case may be. Do you think
makes me want to know
that you spent $1 million in your life?
For sure.
Yes.
Probably because I'm a balling ass dude.
Balling.
About 10 million, but
chains on deck.
But at least one. But at least
knives on deck.
Million.
Chef and Birdman over here.
Forrest.
Rub your hands together. Do the Birdman.
I believe I've spent well over a few $1 million within my lifespan, from the amount of money that I've had, the times, you know, up and down and high and low, and, you know, working multiple jobs and a partner, and, you know,
you gotta think about like the money that you trick off, you know what I'm saying, when you going out and shit, like, yo, all that shit counts.
Yes.
All that shit counts.
I spent well over a few million that I regret.
Well, I don't know.
Not that I regret. I don't regret. Seriously.
Well, listen to this. Listen, because I'm a balling ass dude.
Balling ass.
Yes, I definitely
Birdman
have spent at least a million. Excuse me, not a billion. I'm getting close to the billion probably, but at least
a cool milli.
1 milli for sure. But overall, the median lifetime earnings of all workers in the U.S. is $1.7 million, which is around 42 per year, or $20 an hour over a 40-year career. Those who don't have a high school diploma or GED earn less than $1 million.
That's cap.
Almost half. $24,000 a year.
Reportedly.
No, so this is the median, the average, the middle income. So right now, bro, I think it's fair to say that certainly, maybe this group where, this is the average, so we're on the high end of that scale that contributes to what is that average.
I disagree with that for the simple fact it doesn't. It only talks about. Hold on,
it's from Georgetown University.
Hold on, brother. Let me get my deliberations together. And the reason why I disagree with that because it only covers a certain part of the question. That's only talking about what you made as far as what you worked. What I said was,
but he's just saying if that's the average amount,
that's a very fair point.
You working that and making whatever you make, then you equivalent that.
So, but what I'm saying is, even the people who don't make the upper 40-something thousand,
them food stamps count. Them people claiming your
that's
kids.
What I'm saying.
People claiming your kids on their taxes. Yeah. You getting your refund. That should count.
Yo,
and money that was given to you.
Brothers and spent the cool milli.
Child support.
What's weird is, now that's actually a little bit different. There's another website here.
Government assistance, stimulus checks, all of that.
Joe Biden, you want to get your ratings up, you better cut a stimulus check.
Unemployment, all of that.
Oh, well, this is a little bit different here. Let's see.
PPP loans. We can keep on going.
Y'all going fair for them.
Now, men with a bachelor's degree earn about $900,000 more in median lifetime earnings than high school graduates. Women earn about $630,000 more. Men with a graduate's degree earn about 1.5 million times more, and women about $1.1 million more with those particular degrees. Now, I don't have any of those, but somehow I still managed to be a balling ass dude. Nigga. What the fuck?
So let's hypothetically say an individual makes $60K a year.
60K.
Right.
For 20 years.
Right. So
that's a milli. That's a milli.
Right. Because I've been making more than $42,000 for 10 years now, I think.
Exactly.
So, and I don't know if I would count those.
And then depending on your work schedule, if you have days off and you still hustling ass motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
And of course, prior to working since I was 13.
You know what I'm saying?
And I done sold a lot of shit, mostly my personal possessions. But I
the baller.
Ballen.
What was that whole thing where you swap one thing for another thing?
The barter.
The barter thing. I've been doing that way before it was like an internet thing.
Before it even had its own show.
Soldier Boy, he did it first.
I mean,
that's a fact.
Chefin' did it first.
25% of the people in Des Moines have music that used to be mine. So these are just facts. Okay.
He's getting paid for royalties.
I don't know about them facts.
My father alone has half of my old movie collection. All right. I used to sell everything, all right?
We ain't gonna get into that.
Bro, I was
everything.
Gum and cigarettes as a 14-year-old in high school.
So do you think you spent
hell yeah, I know I spent the milli. My house is $300K.
So now I think
I
think that's the fair point to end it with, or to sum it up, really, is that I spent all of that money, right?
Yeah,
I only got a little bit of it left.
Yeah, we're poor.
I got enough to take care of
our net worth was past tense. Okay.
Hit the comments. Right. Let me know if y'all feel like y'all have spent $1 million in your lifetime from the time you knew what money was when you're able to spend it and get your product back, wherever that may be.
And
credit,
like the video,
subscribe
to the channel,
all that, gifts, work for it,
shit you took back. Shit,
Why
you
you saying, you know, whether you haven't made very much money at all, if you're poor, we totally respect that.
Cans
I'm
and
technically poor in the world of rich people.
I'm
or
actually
you always just been a balling ass
poor.
dude.
No,
then
because
there's
people on the,
poverty.
on the street with the signs, they make more than we do.
That's a fact.
A lot of us
I see it with the
and it's kind of
Benz.
depends. Not all of them. Some do.
But they've had a meal. They've
CLK
even had a
550,
meal.
my man.
They've
I
even
see
had a
the
meal
CLK
within their lifetime.
550,
For sure, just
They
straight
done had a
cash,
meal
no
within their
taxes,
lifetime.
no taxes,
Bro.
And that, that's
They're in the CLK.
would the man beat down my door every
Benz.
year for the taxes on it? Come on, man.
I can't get no Benz.
God damn, I've been.
I mean, I can get a Benz, but I don't want no Benz. Now, they in the CLK 550 out there dancing on Murrow. Hey, what we talking about?
Pro tip: you want to be a balling ass dude? Buy $3 sweatshirts. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay.
Walmart.
$42 watches.
We need that promo.
So yeah, we all ballers and all that good stuff.
Ballers,
And you know, I listen. Truth be told, yes, I definitely made over $1 million, but I didn't spend all that shit. But that's just because you know the world is what it is.
Yo, student loans.
So right, you know,
I didn't get that.
money comes, money
goes.
goes,
That's a
money
fact.
in, money flows.
I got scammed.
All that good stuff.
But don't ever think
Bars.
that you ain't never been no millionaire because you just spent the milli.
Right.
You just spent the milli.
You just
You
didn't have
are
it
a millionaire.
all on the same day.
Keep
Yeah.
speaking into
Right.
existence, and it'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
So,
But I want to get that out there. I appreciate that dialogue. I appreciate you guys on that.
well, let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
Why did you have a conversation about it?
Yeah, I brought that up to some other people, and they don't believe it. They don't believe, and they're older than me. They're like 50, 55,
Yeah.
you know, maybe
They
mid
probably had
40s.
100 mil.
And they don't believe.
Because it was
from-
cheaper
like,
way back in their
Like
time.
one of them said that they've been able to go to the
It was
store
cheaper back in their days.
since
With
they were like
inflation,
5.
they right, $100 million.
So since
Motherfuckers
they,
could make half the shit we buying now.
that's a
They
fact.
didn't spend what we were spending.
That's a fact. But they didn't believe it. And I said I just spent $1 million.
They didn't have about
For
50.
sure.
They
I
didn't
just
have about
for sure.
50 mil.
You know what I'm saying?
They
That's a
not.
fact.
That's crazy.
Well, let me ask y'all a question now.
What you got?
We got ourselves a Supreme Court Justice retiring.
Oh yeah.
Now, the funny thing about it is I can't remember this guy's fucking name, which is a point about how insignificant this motherfucker has been in the world of how famous we like to make our Supreme
Derek,
Court
John,
justices.
Billy, Greg, Sean,
I mean, it could be Francis or
Fran,
Sammy,
Frank, Dick,
right, Pete the
Richard.
Kid. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. But this guy's retired, giving old Joe Schmo an opportunity to nominate another judge.
Yeah, Stephen Breyer announced.
Stephen Breyer. There we go.
Announced his
Yeah, I
retirement.
just said
Stephen Breyer.
Steve.
Have y'all ever heard of Stephen Breyer, Supreme Court Judge?
I know about Clarence Thomas,
In
though.
passing, right? Clarence Thomas,
I don't really
RBG.
Yeah.
Who's the nigga who just died? Scalia.
Yeah.
See, y'all
I mean,
are
well,
my
I guess
news- y'all
RBG
are
just
my
died, but he
news
died a while
leaders.
ago. Roberts. Sotomayor.
Yep.
I can't remember who the other guy. The dude who just Gorchik.
Kim
Gorchik?
Reynolds.
Gorshik, the guy who
Yeah.
you know, the beer guy. He loves beer. Everybody know that now. So you're right. This is a weird thing to me, nonetheless, that no one ever heard of this guy. But it seems to be, you know, his fault. It wasn't particularly impressive or vocal or outstanding. And
He looked like he's about 80 something. So
Right, you're right.
Well, you know
Right.
how sneaky things can get
You
in,
know.
in that world.
That's
So,
you know, RBG.
you know the what is it, the Super Bowl's coming, so something's gonna come out. So just
That's
like
a-
that,
that's a
just like
fact.
that,
Got
just
to do
like
with the
that.
Supreme Court.
I'm just saying how they be sneaky with certain shit. Motherfuckers be cheating.
I still don't get the link, but I appreciate
where
it.
this person came from, because we don't know about.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair.
There
That's
you
go.
fair.
There you go.
That's a fact.
Dang, don't let me explain myself. I'm a baller ass.
Welcome to SquadKast TV.
SquadKast TV, House of Lords.
Tune in.
Tune in.
So, Ruth Gator Ginsburg had a lot of pressure when she needed to, or people wanted her to retire while Obama was still president.
Yeah, but she was sick though.
Fair, but she was old as fuck. Okay,
That's a fact.
so
They're all old. That's not. We're not gonna
to
say.
a point. I mean, not Gorsuch and Roberts ain't as old as me. So.
Well, yeah, but
That's the
they're
point,
up there.
right? That's the point. Most of these judges are nominated like when they're like 50-something, you know, somewhere in there. 60-something, somewhere in that age
brother
group.
said moist.
Where in theory they have 15, 20 years, you know. You don't want a motherfucker nominated at 20. You know, at least 60 years as a Supreme Court justice. Worst case scenario. But you also don't want someone who's particularly old for this reason alone, because they might be culturally out of place with the fucking current times. So you kind of go for that middle edge, someone who's had a bit of perspective from the last generation, still involved in the current generation and looking to develop the next.
So do he got stimulus checks or what?
No, I mean, this fool's one of the guys who actually was one of the key supporters and mainframers of what's that goddamn bill? The old the one that got corporations recognized as bitch ass people.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't tell you.
Oh my God, what is that damn bill? But it's the bill. It's, oh my gosh.
Siri.
I know what you're talking about.
Hey Siri.
Corporations are.
Yo, the Supreme Court justices.
No.
Yo, I think they need to just serve 2 terms and get the hell up out of there. Do 4 years and get the hell up out of there and rotate them in, because they be on there for decades. Decades. You get your Supreme Court justice seat at like 50, you live to be like 80. That's 30 years. 30 years.
Wipe them all out and renew and we can get through this all together.
I agree.
We need to get rid of the bad seats.
Oh, there
because they keep breeding.
Yeah.
And they just going to skip the right people because they got pull and power. And
yeah.
You know,
Hold on, I'm going to figure this out.
Figure it out.
Man.
Dang.
The whole world's
The
watching you
ballers have
search.
phones that talk to them.
That's a fact.
And pop up and say, oh, that's what you was looking for.
Yeah.
Baller ass.
I'm actually so surprised it's not just
a popular topic.
Yeah, like just a fucking, it was the goddamn.
It's totally fucking irrelevant. That's
it
why.
will be tomorrow for him.
Yeah.
Since we know you're listening to us.
The federales.
Hold on, I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah, get them guys up out of there.
Citizens United.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. I don't know why that escaped me, but the Citizens United ruling that ruled the corporation of people, this guy was one of the main framers of that particular thing. Not only that, that was like a fucking, like a 9-0 ruling. All the judges.
That's
so that's fucking creepy as
That's
fuck.
a fact.
Just think about what a liberal judge is these days. So, but my question to you is just that. Is age fucking really matter when it comes to Supreme Court? Should we not only encourage old people to retire from the Supreme Court, but specifically hire younger people for the Supreme Court? Because I think you could have it. I mean, there's a risk either way. You get someone too young, they're on there forever, and if they're stuck in any particular way, you end up with someone who just refuses to leave and stymies up a particular process or progress, that is.
It's a hit or miss.
Historically, the Supreme Court has been more on the conservative side. That's just how it's always gone. You know, I don't have all the reasons why, but that's just how it is, maybe because, you know, it's hard. People live. People live for fucking 60, 80 years. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of end up in that
I'm
position.
trying not to be long-winded on this one. I'm going to just reiterate what I said when you was doing your search. I think that the Supreme Court justices needed to serve a certain amount of terms, 2 terms, like a president. 4 years.
Or just a limit in general, whatever it's terms or a year, whatever it is.
Just limit it, just like
10 years, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah, excuse me. You get the seat at, you know, maybe your 40s, 50s. You do your 2 terms, 8 years, like a president, vice president, whatever, and you out of there and you bring in the next crop. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, there are other people who feel like they're deserving of the justice seat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And work for that.
There's people whose whole life goal is to be
exactly, but they can't get there because these clowns are living forever and ain't giving up the seat.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But you know, at the same time, someone's ambition to Supreme Court justice, I can't really think of a scenario where that would be good. I can understand if you end up there by fate, you know, the next step is.
Bro, you never know
but people who's
you never know what inspires
president
people.
someday.
You never know what inspires
that is the last person you want to be president someday. That's a fact. Little kids like someday I'm going to be president. Like I do not want your ass to be president. That's a terrible goal that you want to run the country as a child. You ready? Your views on power and relationships is fucking scary.
I disagree with this, brother. If y'all want a dream to be the president or whatever, y'all have that dream and y'all work for that.
Especially since we really had a president that's worth a damn, so ain't none of y'all impressed nobody so far, other than the rich people in this country.
He's got a good point there.
When you look at it that way,
greatest country in the world, worst CEOs ever. Don't even make sense.
But yeah,
that's why CEOs are out every 4 to 8 years around here because they're terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
They're fucking terrible.
Just limit
who wants to sit in this seat?
8 years. Give them 8 years. Fuck it. Give them 2 terms.
That's too long.
So right, that's what
I'm out of there.
They can always revote like they do, but you got 4.
Yep, 5, 10 years. I even think they could still be nominated. They don't need to be elected by like some other type of judge positions, but they should, they should be nominated. People should be able to pick them. Probably should maybe even be less of that challenge, that hurdle to get them into that position as the person who's nominated, because this whole confirmation process gets fucking out of control, especially when the power is lopsided one way or the other.
God, bro, it was just
You can limit terms, provide a little bit easier access, and get a better rotation of minds and thinkings in there.
Because then you're going to bring in different minds, different thought processes, different ideologies. People will have different perspectives on that shit. And it will give them less, well, I don't necessarily say less time, but the amount of time of being corrupted to be converted to just one way, the percentage would go down, opposed to those who be sitting on the seats for like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 fucking years, you know what I'm saying?
They might have different
the good old boys club, you know what I'm saying? It turns into the good old boys club.
To retire, even though people told her to do so Obama could have a chance to get someone nominated before it's too late. But she refused, and lo and behold, she died when Trump was in office. And now we're living in this damn hell that is, oh my God, the next person to die, please don't do it when Trump's still in office. And God forbid, look, it's really hard to remember that Joe Biden has only been president for 1 year. As long as it seems like 1,000 years have passed since January 6th of last year. It's been 1 year, and this is probably his only chance he's going to get to nominated.
I don't think he's going to win a presidency for re-election. When I looked at his approval rating, it was like 42%.
The only person who's got a worse approval rating than Joe Biden is Kamala Harris.
That's a fact.
And obviously, if he decides to step away, she clearly couldn't step up to that position and be more electable than Joe Biden. Could not. She wasn't before. That's why she had to step down. And why everyone was confused. That's exactly what because she bombed out in Iowa.
That's a fact.
And instead of going to California primaries next and losing there in her own home state, she fucking bowed out of the race.
But they told her
and Joe Biden said, well, look, I need to play identity politics.
No, he said I need to save you for when I don't make it.
Boom. And what a goofball ass thing to do. The least popular.
But then she's gonna weigh out her time too soon. If she's good for the job.
She's not though. She ain't even good for vice president. She can't even do the do a lot of shit job. That's the sad part.
Well, anyway. You're only as good as your leader.
What?
So you trying to say
No, that's fair. What I'm saying is,
really disagree with that.
Biden's at the top.
Yeah, there's not a lot of expectations.
It comes from the top down. You know what I'm saying?
His example he's setting isn't a very high
bar.
So
if he's struggling to run the country and do shit, of course she's gonna struggle because he's fucking up from the top down. She's probably trying to clean up the shit he's fucking up.
She ain't doing that.
I'm just on a hypothetical. It's on a hypothetical. You know where I'm going with this. But she's probably trying to clean up the shit he's fucking up, but she's fucking that up. Right. So everything's just all messed up, and that's why we're in the
sounds like ghosts.
So if you really want to get the shit right, cut the check. Send out another stimulus, please. Expeditiously, T.I. voice.
Oh shit.
But yeah, cut the term. What do you think about it? I say cut the term. Get them the term.
I say, like I said, older perspective may have different values and aspects. Might be a little racist. Might be a little extra too not seasoned. To where the younger population could be a little seasoned. Help the other population after them motherfuckers now.
You didn't hear the wordplay, Nazi. You know what I'm saying? Battle rap, I picked it.
I'm saying, everybody should get their little time frame, but I don't feel like it should be 4 years. maybe 2 years.
So we should
get
switch.
your re-election.
We should switch to a system where like 500,000 people in the U.S. are randomly selected every 2 to 4 years to, you know, make decisions about laws and rules and shit
like jury
that.
duty. How you get random selected
Essentially,
for jury
right?
duty.
But it's more or less anonymous. You know, some fool, especially with 500,000, will always like, oh, I'm elected this year. I got elected this year. You know, that'd be the Instagram post. I'm an influencer. You know, so
yeah.
But the general idea being that you couldn't possibly sway or bribe that many particular people in any one way or the other. So you'd get general reactions and ideas to whatever the proposed law or situation would be. And generally, you know, I mean, this obviously I don't have all the facts, but it seems like just how I generally feel about people and humanity, that the sense would be at least 51% of the time we'd err on progress, right? So even if we, like, while I don't necessarily like that, I can see how maybe other people would be, and we move the ball a little
Just
bit
like
more.
A job.
Right, and it wouldn't be,
We
and
have
because it's coming from
monthly
everywhere,
meetings to
get a
discuss
much
any
more
problems
right.
and functions that we have throughout the
Exactly.
group. And who don't like, you know, to call out whatever we call out.
Yep.
There's proper training for this, but
and
we
you know,
all
maybe
have
your
bumps
incentive
in
is
the road.
you get a
But
tax cut, you know, kickback every year as one of these elected
if you're
officials.
not
you
fit for
get
the position, you're not
$5,000
fit
just
for
for the
position.
burden, you know, type thing. And it really isn't even about that, because what you'd have to do is you'd have to definitely count for basically anyone who's over the age of 18 and anyone who can, you know, execute basic day, anyone who technically can live on their own, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have this wide range of general idiots of society to the most brilliant minded folks of society, and everybody in between making a consensual choice versus the elites essentially presenting ideas and concepts that they would like to accept from the lower class, and the lower class
that's what matters the most.
always clashing up against us, right?
So I got a question though. Do we know, or is it possible for those who are going to be, or, you know, future justices going to sit on the seat, like, I think it should be a requirement, if it's not already, that they go through at least maybe 6 months of like psych therapy.
Elected officials?
Yeah.
Before or after they're elected?
I think before. I think before, before you can even get your name on the ballot, you got to go through a psych evaluation. Like,
I mean, that, you know, I can understand that, like the idea, but eventually it's going to get out of hand. Eventually, we're going to have crazy tests, you know, decided by
I'm just saying, man, because not necessarily a crazy test, but just to see where people's morals are. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. Because that's basically what they're up there for, to enforce the law.
But at the end of the day, you're still put in place for you to be the face of someone else that's in control. So it doesn't matter who the fuck it is, what the fuck you do, just do the shit wisely and make me look good and make yourself look bad versus whatever. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how smart, who's up next, who's old, who's
not getting reelected.
That's all they live for.
That right. If you as a politician didn't care about getting reelected, all you ever would do is the right thing. But you probably would never get reelected.
You probably won't even build relationships and you know what I'm saying?
But also funny that a politician would like not go hard for Medicare for all, even though like 80% of the U.S. support this. So that's both sides of the line.
There's a lot of people that vote
because he's worried about his re-election capability.
There's a lot of people that don't even know who they're voting for. They might hear a certain little thing, somebody say something like, oh, I heard that name. Maybe it's this person. Don't even know what you're doing. So at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose.
So right.
So at the end of the day, they need to be grooming somebody already for this, or I don't know, because why are you taking to the public to vote for someone that's not doing their full research, which we all talk about every year? Like, if you're not going to vote, or why are you voting, or you ain't even picking the right people, or you're not doing your research on this, or everybody thinks, oh, this name is popular, I'm going to vote for this person. Oh, he's stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying? So
Which is sad. I mean, Biden's highest rating was right after he sent them $1,400.
That's what I'm saying.
The fool didn't think to send at least one more check.
As we all have these conversations over and over.
Bro, I've been saying cut the check.
Why are you going after the public's voting when it should be people that are actually in politics or really paying attention to this and, you know what I'm saying, that's going to put in the right foot forward to do this stuff? Because our votes really don't matter because we're just putting something at the end of the day.
It's up to the Electoral College at the end of the day.
Because once you put something, it'll be like, oh, if you voted for Kamala Harris,
all I know is
why don't I didn't say nothing?
Yeah, quit being cheap because they're about to send $500 to Ukraine, $500 million to Ukraine.
No, what y'all need to do, y'all need to take from the rich population and come bring it back over here. Y'all need to tax them more.
They are the U.S. government. They are the rich population.
I'm saying though,
they make the money.
Y'all need to tax each other. Spread that money, take from them and give back to us.
So
they ain't doing nothing with it.
Tax Jeff Bezos and all the other ones, and then reciprocate that back to us.
All of that.
In the form of a stimulus.
I also like to nominate Godmother for Supreme Court Justice.
That's
just
fact.
for a 10-year term. I don't want her shit to get out of control. Okay?
And if I can't make it that long, I will put the right person in place. Just vote the Godmother. Just vote the Godmother. Just vote the Godmother. We're gonna take this shit home.
So, in summary, don't work for Amazon.
No.
Don't work for Amazon. We spent the million.
We got bands over there.
Do not have Supreme Court or presidential ambitions because that is a sure red flag of a bad person.
And according to Shepard, don't have presidential
ruin your life.
And last but not least, do not fucking forget, I am a balling ass dude. All right.
And we out.
We out. Peace.
SquadKast.
SquadKast.
Subscribe.